I'm Lance Meek, and I'm here to show you some basics about canoeing. One of the first things you have to deal with once you get a canoe is you got to figure out how to get that thing home and to the river or lake or wherever it is you're going to go use your canoe. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to get that thing loaded on your vehicle. Loading a canoe is almost always a two-person operation. I got a helper here. What we're going to do is we're going to lift this thing, turn it over, lift it up and over, set it right up on there. You'll notice I'm on the opposite side of my antenna. Those just get in the way. Let's go ahead. We like to go ahead and square it up here. We're pretty good. That's going to work good for us. Okay, next step are the straps. Okay, we're going to go ahead and strap this thing on. It's really nice to have a partner on this too because they can catch the rope for you on the other side. Don't throw the heavy part. That'll break your glass. Throw the light part.
That's good. So ratchet straps aren't too complicated to use, but let me show you a couple of little tricks. I usually like to have this little hole on the strap perfectly like that. So you just slide this right through there and pull it tight.
That's not going anywhere. So there's a few other things. One thing I like to bring with me when I'm canoeing is a sponge. This is way better than bailing water out of your canoe with an old Coke can or something like that. You are going to get water in your canoe whether you tip or not. So really handy thing to have. Big sponge, you buy them at the automotive store. Sunscreen. There's very little shade out there on the water, folks, so wear some good sunscreen. Bring a good head covering. This is required by law. A good whistle, some type of device that you can get help with. You are required by law also to have a PFD for each person in the canoe. I recommend you wear them. They don't do you any good sitting in the bottom of your canoe. Of course, 2 paddles. Some people like to pack a third just in case they lose one. We're going to get by with 2 because we're just going to take a short trip today. And of course, what's the point of being on the water if you don't bring a couple of fishing rods and your tackle box? I like to spend all day on the water if I can, so I always bring an ice chest. I keep me some cold drinks and some lunch in there. Not all vehicles will have a roof rack like this one does. I have very rarely found a vehicle that I could not get a canoe on. You can buy these at most outdoor stores. They set up on your canoe and the bottom part goes up against your top of your roof. These will hold a canoe on there really well. You might not be able to make the straps go to the side. You might have to come across the front. Key here is to make sure you're not going to mess up any plastic or anything like that. I will also cut a pool noodle and put that around the strap so that I don't mess up my paint. I have even seen people open their doors and run the straps through the inside of their car. There's almost always an option to figure out how to get a canoe onto the top of a car. I've seen one on a Cadillac before, folks. One more thing. I've spent years enjoying a canoe on the water. It's one of the most relaxing and fun things you can do. One of the things I love about it is it's a really low price point to be able to get out on the water. You will rarely find a stream or lake or pond that you can't access with a canoe or a kayak, and it can really open up some good possibilities for fishing and other recreation. Have a great time out there on the water, folks.